Okay, so now I have the quilt loaded on the machine, and let me go over real quick. Of course, I have the double bat and I have 80/20 towards the backing. I have poly down towards the top. I have basted the edge of my quilt. I am using a 40 weight poly in my bobbin as well as my top. And so the next thing I'm going to do, now that I have the edge basted, is I'm going to go here and we're going to ditch this ditch. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go a 1/2 inch out. We're going to go ahead and stitch another line there. So it's a 1/2 inch echo. I'm going to come down here. We're going to ditch this here. And then we're going to go, of course, up another 1/2 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and do an echo straight line out from there. And I'm using white thread right now, and if I err, I'm going to err a little bit to the white when I'm doing my ditch work. So let's go ahead and get started. So I've got my machine on stitch regulator. I am at 12 stitches per inch because that's how I like to do my ditch work, is with the 12 stitches. And then I'm also on precision stitch regulator without cruise. So if your machine, whatever brand you have, has a cruise on it, I like to take my cruise off. I'm going to come down, locate my ditch, and I'm simply going to follow that right out and all the way down, keeping that right in the ditch. Hit stop whenever you come to a stop. Now I like my machine high as far as the height, so I'm actually using a old step aerobics step and stepping up on it so that I can see over the edge of my ruler. So that when I do my freehand, it just makes it a lot easier with my machine at the right height. I'm going to follow this ditch all the way down. And again, I'm doing regular custom ditch, which is a little different from show ditch. Show ditch, I'd be going a lot slower, but this is the speed that I'm typically going for regular custom type ditch work. It's all about how you're pricing your work. If I were doing show custom, I would be moving right about that speed to keep every single stitch right in that dead ditch. But then we're talking double the price. So I'm going to go down to the end here. I'm out in the edge where the binding's going to go, so I'm going to go ahead, lock my stitches out there, and now we're going to come back and I'm going to go ahead and mark my 1/2 inch line. Okay, so now I'm going to mark my 1/2 inch down mark for my straight line after the ditch. I'm going to use my blue Marks Be Gone. I'm going to follow this all the way down, and then of course to get rid of that I'm going to use the blue line erase, which I love, which you can also get from our website if you can't find it locally. Okay, and I'm going to slide all the way down and mark that all the way over to the edge. Now when I'm doing that, if there's any curvature here in the seam, I'm actually going to follow that curvature with my 1/2 inch. So my 1/2 inch is going to follow the actual seam. So it's not going to go narrow and then wide again. As I do this, and I'm just removing that blue mark, and I'm using a syringe applicator, also available on our website, and I'm just going to follow that down, and the blue line is going to completely disappear, not to come back. Now we're going to ditch this bottom section, and then we're going to go 1/2 inch up from there.